What's up everybody, AnimeX here, and in this video, I'll be adding yet another part to the What If Naruto Had a Stand series. Now, this is due to you guys beating the like goal that I placed in the way for you guys before, meaning that I will have to raise it. So, the like goal for this video will now be 2.5 thousand likes if you guys want this to come out with the next part and continue this series as a whole. And if you guys want this part to come out tomorrow, drop 5,000 likes in 24 hours, similar to how I'm doing with the Anbu What If. So that's what I may do for a bunch of my What Ifs. The initial like goal just to continue the series, and then a daily like goal. So 5k like if you want it tomorrow, 5k within 24 hours, or 2.5 thousand if you just want the series to continue. Anyways, as usual, I'll be recapping the last part of the video, or the last part of the what if I should say, then jump into the new material. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, in the last part of this what if, we dealt with Naruto, along with the rest of Team 7 being Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura, basically, forming Team 7 and embarking on the Land of Waves mission, which is where Naruto had experienced, or had been using his stand for a lot of activities and just basically a lot of his training. He also was able to learn that by whatever he is able to learn, his stand is able to pick up on as well, whether that be chakra control or using the Shadow Clone Jutsu. We also left off with Naruto and Sasuke fighting against Haku, and after Sasuke seemingly dying in order to protect Naruto unlocked either a new stand or a new version of his stand called Demon Spiral. Now, at this point in time, Naruto nor you guys know what actually happened at that point in time, so we'll jump right back into the story with the Land of Waves mission being completed. Now, like I said, we left off with Team 7 completing the mission in the Land of Waves. After this, Team 7 arrives within the Leaf Village, and they all disperse to go do their own thing within the village. Naruto heads off to his house to go rest from the mission and think about the events that happened on the mission, and finally have time to process them. When I got really angry, my stand's appearance, abilities, and power changed dramatically. Naruto then looks at his hands and then summons Orange Spiral and looks at the stand, just to make sure that the changes were not permanent. So, my stand is possibly tied to my emotional condition, huh? It's pretty interesting. Might have to take note of my changing emotions to see how it affects my stand. Naruto then lies down for the day and wakes up the next morning to head to Ichiraku Ramen's shop. Then, after a quick detour, he heads off to go train with his stand in the woods. Alright, Orange Spiral, trying to get some speed training in. Naruto then makes 30 Shadow Clones, then those Shadow Clones make 30 Shadow Clones, ending up with a good amount of Shadow Clones, and they all surround the real Naruto in his stand. Naruto then grins as he looks at the clones. Let's get started, guys. As soon as he says this, all 30 clones pull out kunai and launch the shuriken at Naruto and Orange Spiral. Naruto then extends his hand as Orange Spiral moves in the way of all the kunai knives, deflecting all of them except for one, which pierces his stand's leg and therefore damages Naruto in the process, making him stumble. Looks like we're going to have a lot of speed training to do if we're going to keep me safe. Naruto then tells all of his clones to launch the same attack as they did before, and they do this time Orange Spiral being able to block one of the attacks aimed at his legs, at the expense of another kunai hitting his shoulder. Naruto then falls to one knee when this happens, as he's now taking a decent amount of damage from this training. I'm gonna have to be careful, I don't want to die out here. Naruto then continues this form of training for his entire day off, and after hours and hours of this style of training, Orange Spiral finally stops all of the attacks, and Naruto falls to the ground completely covered in sweat, blood, and dirt. We're making progress, buddy. If we keep this up, we might be getting a lot stronger soon. Naruto continues to breathe heavily as he's just extremely exhausted and has lost a lot of blood from this training. He then fist bumps Orange Spiral and limps home, bandaging himself up, and he goes to sleep once more. Now, the next day, Naruto heads over to his usual meeting spot with Team 7. When he arrives, he is actually later than Kakashi due to yesterday's previous injuries. Kakashi turns to Naruto, who's covered in bandages and wounds at this point, and just smiles. Already getting back into training, I see. Naruto just nods as Kakashi continues with what he's saying. So, like I said, the Chunin exams are coming up, and I think you guys are strong enough to make it through them. Do you still want to accept that, or do you still want to go? Naruto nods instantly, which prompts Sasuke and Sakura to nod as well. Alright, it's settled then. You guys will be entering the Chunin exams. Kakashi then dismisses them and rushes off, heading towards a mission of his own, that he has to attend to, but the rest of the team decides to hang out for that day. They walk throughout the village, conversing about their last big mission being the Land of Waves, and just start talking and, having a good time. While they are walking, however, Naruto and Sasuke look up to see two menacing-looking people with sand ninja headbands. Naruto stops, extending his arm in front of Sasuke and Sakura as Naruto starts to sweat. No way. Naruto's face then breaks into a nervous smile as he asks, "You have one too?" Sakura and Sasuke then look up to the trees and see Gaara, who is standing upside down. Gaara then drops down to the ground and looks at Naruto. "You can see what's behind me?" Hey, what do you mean to? Do you have a stand as well?" Naruto then just tells Sakura and Sasuke to step back. "Yeah, I have a stand, but mine is a humanoid type." Naruto's voice then trails off as he looks at Gaara's back. "Wait, you have two stands?" Naruto takes one step back as sweat falls from his forehead onto the ground. Gaara then just smirks. "You're the first one in a while to know about my stands, much less being able to perceive that I have two. You're rather impressive, or at least interesting. What is your name?" Naruto then holds back his nervous smile. "Naruto Uzumaki. You better remember that name." Gaara then chuckles. "I'm Gaara. Gaara of the Sand. I would like to test you here, but I'll have my chance soon enough if you enter the exams. See you there, Naruto." Gaara then turns around and walks right past Naruto and sends some chills through his spine. Naruto then turns to Sasuke and Sakura. "Looks like we're going to be having some serious competition in the exams this year." Sasuke is puzzled by this, and Sakura is just shaking as the presence from Gaara just sends fear right down into her. After this moment, Naruto regains his composure and says that he'll meet them at the exam store tomorrow, and then rushes off, leaving Sasuke and Sakura confused about what had just transpired between Gaara and Naruto. As Naruto runs home, he smiles. "I guess I'm not the only one with this strange ability. These exams just got a whole lot more interesting." Naruto then smiles as he rushes home, almost too excited to sleep, and stares off at the ceiling until his eyes finally get heavy and he drifts to sleep. Now, after Naruto wakes up, he quickly throws on some clothes and grabs his headband and kunai, and rushes full speed toward the exam doors, getting there well before his team does, just due to the sheer amount of excitement that he has to fight Gaara and basically any other people that will be strong and challenge him within the exams. After his team does arrive, they all walk into a room and walk up to the floor where they were supposed to be at. This is where Team 7 encounters Rock Lee and Neji. Similar events to the original transpire, which means that Rock Lee finds interest in fighting against Sasuke. Naruto then decides that he wants to step up to the platter before Sasuke, as well basically, only to hear Rock Lee say that he isn't interested in him. Naruto's veins pop out when he hears this as he's starting to get a little irritated. "Hey, bushy brows, you'd do well to beware of my strength. I swear, my abilities are something that you'll never see coming." This intrigues Rock Lee as he considers himself a pretty fast ninja for a genin, and he turns to Naruto. "Alright, let's see how fast your attacks are. I'll finish you off quickly, then handle the Uchiha." Rock Lee then charges in at Naruto and jumps into the air to throw a kick. Then he starts to move for the Konoha Senbo, but right before it connects, Naruto just smirks. Rock Lee then punches in the face and goes flying into a nearby wall. What the? I didn't even see him move. Is he that fast? Rock Lee then smiles. "You are right, Naruto. I shouldn't have underestimated you. I will not make the same mistake twice." Naruto then starts unwrapping some of the bandages on his arms as he runs at Naruto. "Guy, please forgive me. I might have to use that attack this time." He runs at Naruto, this time much faster than he did previously. He then appears behind Naruto, and Naruto turns, seeing through Rock Lee's movements. But then, thinking that Naruto has the advantage, Lee smiles and disappears back in front of Naruto, throwing Naruto off, with Naruto only being able to see his blur at this point. Lee's foot then comes flying towards Naruto's face at speeds that he can't even follow. Orange Spiral, however, then appears in the way and stops the kick right before it lands and throws Lee away from him. I was able to react. Naruto looks at Orange Spiral's hand and sees that smoke's coming from that kick. Wow, that bushy brows guy is something else. He covered way more distance than me, and Orange Spiral barely still had time to react. And on top of that, his kick was so strong it damaged my stand? This guy really is something else, huh? Naruto then looks at Lee. It looks like Gaara isn't the only guy who I need to watch out for in these exams. That Naruto guy is something else. He may even be able to keep up with my speed after using one of the lotuses. This guy may even be trouble for Neji. I'll have to be careful around him. Rock Lee and Naruto are then about to fight again until Might Guy intervenes and tells Rock Lee to hurry up and get into the first stage of the exams. Rock Lee and Naruto then, before heading off to their teams and basically regrouping, make eye contact for a brief second and smile. Rock Lee holds a thumbs up to Naruto, basically showing off that he, sees him as a worthy opponent, and Naruto waves back, reciprocating those same feelings. Then, Naruto turns to his team and walks to the first stage of the exams. Now, After they get into the first stage, it is explained to them that this portion of the exam is written in order to test their abilities to gather information, just to be overall show a general display of intelligence. Now, Naruto at this point in the story is much more intelligent than his original counterpart, although he's nowhere near smart enough to answer any of the questions on the test, which makes Naruto understand that he has to resort to using his stand for cheating. Naruto quickly glances back at Sakura and sees that she is furiously scribbling away at her test. And he knows that basically, due to her not being strong on anywhere else, she's probably just been focusing on her book smarts, which is why, she's weak and why she's also able to scribble away at that test so quickly. Now, as Naruto considers this, he then formulates a way of cheating using his stand, so he deploys Orange Spiral. As soon as he does this, he sends him over to Sakura, who still falls within the distance limit that Naruto has for him, being 10 feet. He then uses the Art of Transformation on Orange Spiral to extend his arm 10 feet in length from Sakura to Naruto. Then, as Orange Spiral looks at Sakura's test, he grabs Naruto's hand, which holds a pencil within it, and makes him scribble on the answers that he has. Now, besides Naruto actually being competent in this stage of the exams, everything else actually happens the same way as it does in the original, which leads to everyone that passed in the original passing now, and moving on to the next stage of the exams. After passing the first stage, Naruto along with the rest of the team finally move on to a stage where some real fighting and some real action will take place. Of course, as you guys know, the second stage in the exams is the Forest of Death. Now, after getting the scrolls and having the rules explained to them, Team 7 rushes into the forest at top speed, hoping to finish the exams as quickly as possible. After a few hours of running without finding anyone else, Naruto goes to take a leak and walks off by himself. While Naruto is relieving himself, he is attacked by a ninja who has been stalking him since the beginning of the exams. Now, while he's in while Naruto's position is basically compromised, he's still able to easily deploy his stand and one-shot him while he's peeing, and then leaves the bushes in order to continue on the mission of finding the opposing scrolls. They continue and search for them until then Naruto hears a voice of a couple of branches and trees breaking behind them. Naruto then quickly uses his stand to save Sakura and Sasuke by shoving them out of the way, while he himself gets eaten by a snake. And he basically is taken away by that same snake that rushes into the forest. This means that Naruto reaches the limit that is outside of the stand's range, and Orange Spiral has to dissipate, leaving Sakura and Sasuke to defend themselves against Orochimaru until Naruto figures out a way out of there. Now, while Naruto is in the snake's mouth, he summons Orange Spiral to help him out. Luckily for Naruto, Orange Spiral is strong enough to be able to pry open the mouth of the snake. Naruto, while this is happening, then sends an armada of shadow clones down the snake's belly, making the snake then implode from the inside out. Now, as Naruto does this, he decides to head back, and basically the events between Sasuke and Orochimaru along with Sakura happen as they do in the original, with Sasuke being completely and utterly terrified of Orochimaru and wanting to hand over the scroll. Sasuke is about to hand over the scroll, and basically Naruto appears on the scene. After seeing this cowardice from Sasuke, he then jumps down and punches Sasuke in the face for being a coward, and then proceeds to face Orochimaru. Orochimaru looks at him and basically sees nothing but an idiot, nothing but a failure, and someone that is not worthy of his time. Step out of the way. Give me the scroll and I'll only attack Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto then just smiles. Alright then, well, I guess me and you are gonna have to fight. And that, everybody, is where I'm gonna end part 3 to the What If Naruto and the Stand series. Now, if you guys do want a continuation to the series period, the like goal for this video is 2.5 thousand likes. And if you guys want another part tomorrow, the like goal for that will be 5,000 likes. Now, I'm sure most of you who are watching this video know, you probably have seen the Anbu series if you're watching this series. But if you haven't, or you don't know, go watch that series, by the way, if you haven't. But anyways, if you do know, you should know that the Anbu series will not probably, by the time this video comes out and the like goal isn't hit, the Anbu series will definitely not be coming out, just due to the fact that you guys were not able to hit the daily like goal. I will drop the Anbu series tomorrow, I think. For the most likely I'll be able to drop it tomorrow. But you guys didn't hit the daily like goal, so you guys actually broke the streak. Haha, I win. Anyways, I'll leave links to all my social media, that kind of stuff, down below. Just so you guys can interact with me on a more personal level, if that's your kind of thing. And, as always, guys, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell notifications if you want more this type of content. And what I meant to say first, as always, guys, this is AnimeX, signing off.